everybody. We are on chapter 9, Galileo and Newton, Science Lab Geckos. And there is their picture right there. Most geckos sleep by day, but we are day geckos, so we sleep by night, and we are awake during the day, just like the students in Mr. Russell's science lab. Well, most of them. Some of those students seem to like to sleep during the day. Our scientific family name is Geckonidae, and our genus name is Phelusma. We are reptiles. We live in a vivarium where there are plants and bamboo to climb on, and crickets and mealworms to eat. Sometimes we get mangoes. I like mangoes. I know you do. I prefer the houseflies, which are crunchier, but not as sweet. Mr. Russell teaches science. We like science. Every year, Mr. Russell has a science fair. We especially like the science fair. It's fun and instructional. That's what Mr. Russell says. I was quoting him. The students make replicas of the solar system and the human eye and volcanoes. They do experiments with helium and fruit flies. Sometimes we get the leftover fruit flies. Some of the children bring their pets and do a report on them. We've seen kittens and tree toads and mice and worms. Sometimes they do special reports on us. We are very photogenic. We never blink when the camera's flash goes off. That's because we don't have eyelids. We've seen demonstrations on fire safety and the Heimlich maneuver and how to make paper. Sometimes things go wrong. Not often, but sometimes. Sometimes things go very wrong. That's how we knew what to do when the squirrel, the hamster, the rabbit, the cat, the macaw, and the snake came into our room. They said the dog was going to get loose from the box and come after them. They said it was an emergency. We know what to do in case of an emergency. Dial 911. What does dial 911 mean, they asked, and we showed them the telephone. Luckily, the hamster knows his numbers, and the snake was able to knock the phone to where the rat could reach it. The rat had dexterous fingers and pressed the buttons. The macaw yelled, "Help! Help!" The squirrel knocked some beakers on the floor, so there was a sound of breaking glass. The rabbit screamed. I never heard a rabbit scream before. Somebody mentioned it in a science fair report. The emergency people came fast. They always come fast. By then, the snake was falling asleep because he's a reptile, like us, and he needed to go back to his vivarium with the heat lamp. We like our heat lamp, and the turtle likes hers. She kept saying, "Wait for me, guys." She didn't catch up till the principal came. His face was almost as red and splotchy as the snake's belly. That means he was mad. It took a long time to round up all the animals, except for us, because we were still here. And the fish were still in their tank, even though their tank was in the wrong room. And the turtle wasn't hard to catch. Neither was a snake asleep on the floor. The squirrel ran outside during the confusion. So all that leaves is the dog. Do you know the scientific name for a dog? Family Canidae, genus Canis. You always like to get in the last word. And that's it for that chapter. So tomorrow, or the next time we come on, we're going to read about Cuddles, the principal's dog. Have a good night, everybody.